There is lots of really exciting news going on in the Pokemon TCG. We have had so many different announcements over the past week and a half or so that are really going to impact the market moving forward. First of all, we found out that Pokemon officially announced an MSRP increase that is going to be coming with Scarlet and Violet. Now, we've been talking about that on this channel for quite some time. What we do know that goes along with that is that when Scarlet and Violet hits, the chances of reprints goes down tremendously because Pokemon is going to want to continue printing items that they can then turn at a higher cost point than going back and reprinting sets like Evolving Skies, like Brilliant Stars, like Lost Origin, like Silver Tempest that they have already announced they would go and turn around at the lower MSRP price. So that is something that's very important to remember. However, what we originally anticipated was the release day of Scarlet and Violet to be in the middle of February because that's when we typically have main series sets release. However, Pokemon said last week that they are going to be releasing Scarlet and Violet base not until the end of March. So in my opinion, what that means is that increases that reprint window possibility for some of those popular sets like Evolving Skies, like Brilliant Stars. And while we don't have any official confirmation yet, it does let us at least hope a little bit longer. We have Crown Zenith coming out in the middle of January, and then you have about a 2.5 month stretch before another set releases. This is pretty much the longest we've had in a very long time, with only a specialty set releasing without a main series set that's kind of crammed in there. So it is going to let people kind of rest their pocketbooks a little bit, and that's going to help out a lot, but also increases the potential of reprints. So when that news, and if that news ever does come, we will definitely keep you posted because I'm really thinking Evolving Skies needs to get reprinted. The box prices are just out of control. And with rotation coming, which is the other big bit of news that I wanted to at least share, in the middle of April, that means it's very important for sets that are going to remain in standard, like Evolving Skies, to be easily accessible, at least at somewhat affordable prices for a lot of competitive players, because they go around to events, they buy packs at these events, hope to maybe pull something that they can use in decks. A lot of LGSs use these as prize packs and things like that, and if you don't have them available because the prices are just so huge, it becomes a lot more difficult to provide the competitive players with these booster packs. So with rotation hitting, I think it's also very important. This is just one of the best bits of advice that I can give you. Save your trainer cards. It's very important. You don't want to get into a situation when you're opening packs, put the trainer cards aside. Just sort your trainer cards, put them aside. You don't want to be in a situation where scoop up nets jump up in price, powerful energies jump up in price, and you bulk them all out, or you put them in bulk boxes, and now you're digging through them to try and get some of that value back because scoop up nets jump to about $5 a copy at one point in time. Powerful energy, twin energy. These special energy cards jump to a couple dollars a piece. Battle VIP Pass at one point in time was selling for about $3 a copy. So save your trainer copies. Save your copies of trainer cards. It's really important. With that being said, I want to talk to you guys about Evolving Skies, and we kind of talked a little bit about it, about why I think it needs to be reprinted, but the booster box prices are getting absolutely out of control. So I really wanted to go through the pull rate data that we have, so that way you can know what to expect by opening up a booster box of Evolving Skies. Sure, it would be awesome to pull an Umbreon VMAX. It would be fantastic to pull a Rayquaza VMAX, and then you know you're getting your value back when you open up a booster box of Evolving Skies, but the likelihood of that happening is so small. So looking at actual data, looking at concrete evidence of what you can actually expect by opening up an Evolving Skies booster box will hopefully kind of stem that urge a little bit, because FOMO is a killer, and once you get that Evolving Skies booster box in front of you and booster packs in front of you, it's very tough not to rip them because there could be an Umbreon in them. So I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. If you guys enjoy this type of data, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. If you don't like this data or don't want to support me, that's totally fine. Don't leave a like or a comment or subscribe. Either way, I appreciate you guys just taking the time to watch. You guys are amazing, so thank you so much for that. What we did here is we compiled all of our pull rate data from when we opened up Evolving Skies. Now, this is all from the first print run. It doesn't make sense for companies to open up a ton of booster packs after a set already releases because single prices drop dramatically. So so, we've had 2, 3, 4 print runs of Evolving Skies, opening up a huge abundance of booster packs after those second, third, and fourth waves hit. Doesn't make sense for businesses to do. So what we did is we compiled all this pull rate data from the first print run, and I mentioned that because I know a lot of people assume that maybe pull rate data changes. I don't think that it does. I think pull rate data stays the same. We've just been spoiled with the trainer gallery. Evolving Skies has pull rates that's very, very consistent with what we've seen in Sword and Shield. You're going to be getting between 7 and 8 hits per booster box. Yeah, sometimes you'll have 4, sometimes you'll have 9, sometimes you'll have 10, but the average is going to be right around that 7.8 mark. However, if you look at the regular arts, and we talk about this a lot when it comes to ancillary pulls, the pulls that you do get a lot more frequently, like regular arts, like holo rares, like rares, Evolving Skies just has nothing. There's nothing in that set that's super competitive. There's nothing that really jumps off the page. We were talking about trainer cards before. Not a whole lot in Evolving Skies that competitive players really drive when it comes to decks. And unfortunately, that keeps values way down. So you have lower values for all those ancillary cards, those cards that you pull more of. And when you have lower values for those, your overall booster box value on average goes down considerably. So if we look at the regular art Vs, we put $2 bulk V pricing for just about every one. And the reason I like to do that is because I think that if you bulk out your Vs one at a time, you should be able to get about $2 a piece for them. That's what we do at events. We get $2 a piece for pretty much every bulk V. Yeah, a lot of times they're only selling for 80, 90 cents, a dollar, somewhere around there. But that's just because there's so much supply of them out there. I think that if you're patient and you slowly sell them off, you should be able to get $2 a piece. However, none of them in this set are worth more than that $2 price point. Every single one of them are extremely cheap. So if you're looking at the pull rates, no real outliers here except maybe the Volcarona. For some reason, we only pulled 4 Volcarona, not like it's a super competitive card or anything like that, but we pulled that one much less than when we pulled everything else. Garbodor we pulled 12 of, Sylveon we pulled 12 of, Espeon we pulled 12 of, the Noivern we pulled 13 of, but for some reason, we only pulled 4 of the Volcarona V, but all of those are selling just for bulk pricing at $2 a piece. When it comes to VMAX pricing, some of these have actually gone up a little bit. Some of them not doing too bad. We pulled 5 Leafeon VMAX. Those are selling for $3 a piece. The Gyarados VMAX, $6.25 a piece. We sold. We pulled 12 of those. We pulled 11 Jolteon VMAXs. Those are selling for $3.75 a piece. Probably the most competitive of the cards, the Duraludon VMAX, which has actually done fairly well at some tournaments. We pulled 11 of those. That one's only selling for $2 a piece. But again, it's because this is a very collector-driven set. Umbreon VMAX, $7.50. That's your most expensive VMAX. We only pulled 2 of those, so not a whole lot of those. Same thing with Glaceon VMAX. Only pulled 2 of those at $2.75. It's important that we look through total pull rate, so I don't think that we open up enough packs that's going to determine the amount of unique pull rates for each individual card, but I do think we open up enough packs that it'll give you at least a good idea of pull rates per rarity, and that's really what we're looking for, the average value per rarity, so that way you can understand what a booster box is typically going to be selling for. I'm going to move you over a little bit here so you can see the full arts. Again, lots of cards that we didn't open up. Evolving Skies was a very difficult set because a lot of times you're pulling that Garbodor again, you're pulling that Trevenant again, you're pulling that Duraludon again, you're pulling that Noivern again. And that's what makes it feel like you have really bad pull rates in the set, because really what you're looking for is an Evolution alternate art or a Rayquaza alternate art. And when you keep getting Trevenants and Garbodors, it feels like it's a very rough set, when in reality, in essence, it's actually not that bad compared to some of the sets that we've had in the past. Very consistent with what we've seen in Sword and Shield. But we did not pull any full art Gyarados. We did not pull any full art Vaporeon. We did not pull any full art Glaceon. We did not pull any full art Arctovish for some reason. Didn't pull any of those. We did pull up to 5 of one copy. So the Dracozolt V, we pulled 5 of those. We pulled 4 Golurk. We pulled 4 Garbodor. There's just so many ultra rares in this set. And that's what makes pull rates feel really rough. So many full arts that you could possibly pull from, all the way up to price points as high as $23 with that Umbreon V. We did pull 3 of those, not too bad, and quite a few that are still selling for double digits. Some of these have actually risen a little bit in pricing. The Leafeon V selling for $13.50, the Flareon V selling for $11.50, Vaporeon at $12.50, Glaceon at $12.50, Jolteon at $12.50, Espeon at $12.50, Sylveon at $13.25, the Dragonite is selling for $10, and the Rayquaza V selling for $14.50. Outside of that, you've got a few bulk Vs that are full arts, and then some that are just kind of single digits. Once we look at the full art trainers, not a whole lot in this set that jumps off the page when it comes to value. So you've got the Raihan, That's selling for $10.50. That's the only double-digit price point in this set in Evolving Skies. Otherwise, you have the Aroma Lady selling at $8. We did pull all of the full art trainers at least, but only one of the Raihan. We pulled 4 of the Zinnias Resolve, but those are only selling for $3.50 a piece. Same thing with the Gordy. We pulled 4 of those, but that's only $2.50 a piece. And the Copycat only selling for $2 a piece. We only pulled 3 of those. If we look at the alternate arts, here's where you start getting some really crazy numbers. So we did pull all of the regular alternate arts, which is really exciting and surprising, considering the fact that we didn't pull all of the full arts. Leafeon V we pulled 2 of, Glaceon V we pulled 3 of. These are the cards that are continuing to rise in price. We talked about some of these when we went over alternate arts last week and how those continue to go up in price as demand just kind of reaches an all-time high. The Umbreon V selling for $102. We only pulled 1 of those. The Rayquaza V selling for $105.25. We pulled 2 of those. The Dragonite V selling for $99. We pulled 1 of those. We only pulled 1 of the Duraludon. The ones that we pulled the most of were the Glaceon at $72.75, the Sylveon at $69.50, and unfortunately the Medicham, which is the black sheep of the group. Look at how cheap this one is. We sold 3 of those at $15.70, or we pulled 3 of those. Those are selling for $15.75 a piece. If we look at the Rainbow Rares in the set, there's just so many Rainbow Rares. It'll be very interesting to see if they continue Rainbow Rares in Scarlet and Violet. I think they at least need to get rid of the Rainbow Rare trainers. People are really into the full art trainers, but not so much the Rainbow Rare trainers. It's fine. Keep the EXs or whatever you want to do, but let's get rid of the trainers that are Rainbow Rare. That's my own personal opinion. You guys could think differently, and that's totally fine. When it comes to the Rainbow Rares, we did not pull any Gyarados, we did not pull any Glaceon, and we did not pull any Rayquaza. All the other ones we did end up pulling. Aroma Lady we pulled 5 of, Copycat we pulled 6 of, but those are selling for only $8.50 and $5 respectively. The most expensive one is the Rayquaza, which, like I said, we didn't pull any of. That's $38.75. The Umbreon VMAX is selling for $30.25. Otherwise, fairly cheap compared to the rest of them. Some of these have risen a little bit. So the Glaceon VMAX selling for $18.75, the Leafeon VMAX selling for $21.25. I'm just going to scroll down here. We're going to look at the gold items. Again, nothing really expensive on these. Everything for the most part is single digits, with the exception of the energy cards, which are selling for double digits. The Lightning Energy at $12.50, but we didn't pull any of those. The Darkness Energy selling at $14.50. We only pulled 1 of those. And the Metal Energy, which is selling for $10.25. We pulled 3 of those. Outside of that, the full face card only $3.50 is what it's selling for. And we only pulled 2 of those. Boost Shake we pulled 1 of. That's only $3.75. So a lot of cheaper gold trainer cards. When it comes to the gold Pokemon cards, we did not pull any Frostlass, and that's only selling for $6.25. So very close to being one of the cheapest of the gold cards from the Sword and Shield block. Inteleon we pulled 1 of. That's only $11. Cresselia we pulled 1 of. That's only $8.75. Gold Pokemon just not a huge thing for a lot of people, unfortunately. When it comes to the alternate art VMAXs, this is kind of the big thing right now. These are what's selling for a lot more money, with the exception of the Duraludon VMAX, which is only selling for $30. Luckily, we pulled all of them, and somehow we pulled 4 of the most expensive one. We pulled 4 of the alternate art Umbreon VMAX in our original opening of 54 booster boxes. Those are selling for $526 a piece right now. This is all based off of data on TCG Player market pricing, kind of dictating what we're looking at here as far as expected value in a booster box. Leafeon VMAX selling for $170. We pulled 2 of those. Glaceon VMAX $163.50. We pulled 1 of those. Sylveon VMAX $139. We pulled 2 of those. Rayquaza VMAX $298. That one just keeps climbing and climbing. We only pulled 1 of those, and then 1 of the Duraludon. So what does this all mean? In total, we opened up 1,944 booster packs of Evolving Skies. That's 54 booster boxes. We opened up a little bit less of this set than what we typically do, because we wanted to be able to provide the community with as many booster boxes as we possibly could. So we kept the seal prices opened up a little bit less for ourselves. But on average, you're going to be getting 7.85 hits per booster box. It's way down from what you're used to, because you're used to these Radiant cards, you're used to these Trainer Gallery cards, bringing up your hit total per booster box to about 14, but you're only going to get about 7 to 8 ultra rares in sets like Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, if you take out the Trainer Gallery cards and you take out the Radiant cards. So very on par with Evolving Skies at 7.85. On average, you're going to be pulling 3.24 regular arts per booster box. However, those are only valued at $2 a piece. Those are only bulk. There is nothing in Evolving Skies that's worth more than $2, worth more than bulk pricing when it comes to regular art Vs. That means your average booster box is only going to have $6.48 in value from your regular arts. If you look at the VMAXs, you're pulling just over 2 per booster box at 2.03 at an average price point of $3.78 per VMAX. That means your booster box is going to have on average, your Evolving Skies booster box is going to have on average $7.70 in value for VMAXs. When it comes to full arts, this is just full art Pokemon. I'm sure that alternate arts and full arts have fairly same pull rates, same thing with the full art trainers. However, I separated them just for simplicity, just in case you might think differently. Whatever the case may be, full arts per booster box, you're looking at less than 0.833 at an average value per full art of $7.47. That means on average your booster box is going to have $6.23 in value for your full art Pokemon. When it comes to alternate arts, you're only pulling one every 3 booster boxes, one out of every 92.5 packs, 0.38 per booster box at an average value of $59.19 per alternate art. Now, some are less, obviously, like the Duraludon, like the Medicham, like the Noivern, and some are more, like the Umbreon, like the Rayquaza. This is just an average. So an average value of $59.19. That means your booster box on average is going to have $23.02 in alternate art value per booster box. When it comes to full art trainers, these are all pretty cheap, and you only pull one every 4 booster boxes, so 0.259 per booster box every 139 booster packs. The average value per full art trainer is $4.04. I'm sorry, this is a lot of data. I know it's very difficult to try and kind of communicate this all, but in average, your value in your booster box is only going to have $1.05 for the full art trainers. When it comes to rainbow rares, you're going to pull one every 2 booster boxes, one every 69 packs, so 0.52 per booster box, at an average value of $9.66 per rainbow rare. That means on average, your booster box is going to carry $5 and a penny in value for rainbow rares. When it comes to secret items, you pull one out of every 3 booster boxes, roughly 0.315 per booster box, one out of every 114-ish packs, at an average value of $7.37 per secret item. That means your booster box is going to have on average $2.32 of value when it comes to secret items. When it comes to secret Pokemon, forget about it. We only pulled 2 in 54 booster boxes. That's 1 out of every 972 packs. There's terrible pull rates for the gold Pokemon, and an average value of $9.88 per gold Pokemon. That means your booster box is going to have on average of 37 cents per booster box in value for your secret Pokemon cards. When it comes to your alternate art secrets, so the VMAX cards, the Glaceon VMAX, the Umbreon VMAX, the Rayquaza VMAX, the Duraludon VMAX, it's 1 out of every 5-ish booster box, so about 1 per case. 0.20 per booster box, so 177-ish packs at an average value of $292.14 per secret alternate art. Obviously, this goes higher with the Umbreon, this goes a little bit higher with the Rayquaza, and then gets driven down a little bit by the Duraludon, a lot of it by the Duraludon, but on average, your booster box is going to have about $59.51 worth of pulls. So what does this all mean? When you're looking at your booster box, if you add up all this data together, you're getting an average value of your booster box of $111.68. Unfortunately, in the past, when we do this exercise with other sets, there's usually some kind of ancillary cards that at least help this value a little bit. You could have a Drizzile, you could have Scoop Up Nets, you could have Twin Energy or Powerful Energy, cards like Serena, cards like Comfy, cards that at least increase the value a little bit. Evolving Skies, everything else outside of these ultra rares is pretty much bulk, sells for very close to bulk. The Regieleki, the Galarian Moltres, those do okay, but for the most part, everything else is going to be bulk. That means your ancillary hits is only going to total anywhere between $5 and $10 once you bulk all that stuff out. So really, you're looking at about $120 worth of value total for an Evolving Skies booster box. That's really would be the ideal price point to pay. Unfortunately, you're looking at $278.68 is the going rate for an Evolving Skies booster box. You can see what it's done over the past year. We had a little bit of a reprint right here in July that brought things down closer to that MSRP mark, and then it just kind of took off like crazy. Now it's sitting at $278.68, so we'll see if a reprint announcement comes in at some point. Like I said, maybe with the delay of Scarlet and Violet, we might see something kind of sneak in. It might be a smaller wave that they kind of put out there before MSRP officially turns over to $4.49 per booster pack, but we will communicate that if and when it happens. But look at this, $111.68 is your average value per booster box. That's what you should expect when you're looking at that Evolving Skies booster box and you're like, wow, I paid $250, and on average, Fanny Dantum told me I'm probably only going to pull about $111 in value out of this thing. So should I really open it, or should I start looking at singles and maybe finishing my master set or my collection goals that way? With that being said, guys, thank you so much for just taking the time. I'm sorry, I know it's a lot lot of information and I talk as fast as I possibly can because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit, and my time is spent packing orders and doing a bunch of other crazy stuff. So thank you so much for taking the time to suffer through me rambling for the last 20 minutes or so. I really appreciate you guys. Hit that like button down below, leave a comment. Like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, if you support the channel. If not, no big deal. Like I said, thank you so much for everything. Just listening makes me feel like the luckiest guy in the world. So thank you for everything, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Until then, peace.